There are three ways to get the accounting data into the program. The first and most universal method uses Excel as an intermediary. Today, virtually every accounting or ERP system can export its data to Excel. All you have to do is copy the exported columns into our template file template, and then load that template into AuditAxiom. The second option is when the accounting or ERP software itself exports the data in the exact structure AuditAxiom expects. This requires creating a character-delimited file, commonly known as a CSV. It is roughly half an hour of development work. One or several auditors can easily commission this together if needed. At the same time, it is worth remembering that auditors are just as much users of the accounting software as the company's management or bookkeeper. Until now, there has simply been no demand for a full general ledger export. With the change in auditing methodology, that demand now exists. We only need to make the manufacturers aware of the new reality. Satisfying customer needs has always been in their interest. The third group consists of systems, for which our team already provides a ready-made tool or method. Typical examples are SAP, both large and small implementations. SAP, Business One, Microsoft Dynamics 365. Business Central, and this list will continue to grow. We use a template so that the correct column order is crystal clear, and at the same time, we can offer a few extra features. I switch to this tab, click Excel Template, and the program saves a template file to the chosen location and opens it immediately. Here is an export I received from an ERP system. The only task is to copy each column into the corresponding column of the template. I select the column with the unique identifiers and paste it into the template. Next come the general ledger account number and its description columns. Then, the document number column, again pasted into the correct place. If you are ever unsure where something belongs, feel free to experiment. The result is visible immediately. If you receive the data with only one amount column and a debit-credit flag, simply add this small formula, and you instantly get separate debit and credit columns that can be copied straight into the template. Once the data is ready, close Excel, open AuditAxiom, point it to the template file, and the import begins. Done. Now let's look at another very common situation. When the export you receive contains only general ledger account numbers with no descriptions, and sometimes even the business partners appear only as codes without names. Let's see exactly what to do in such cases. Create a new template again. In this case, use these two additional worksheets. The program will automatically match the descriptions. Export the chart of accounts and the partner master data as well. Copy the relevant columns into the respective worksheets. Save the file. and start the import. You now have full account descriptions and partner names alongside the codes. The program attaches whatever reference tables you provide. Now, let's examine a case where we must pay particular attention to the fact that the identifiers separate the individual line items. With invoices, this situation cannot occur. Each invoice must be identified individually. Otherwise, the program would not be able to filter to a specific invoice. However, when posting payroll or similar items, some manufacturers do not bother with this. Bank statements are also frequently posted in bulk. Of course, this goes against every principle, but until now it simply didn't matter, so no attention was paid to it. No one cared that these line items were not individually retrievable, because if someone needed a particular posting, they manually traced which debit corresponded to which credit. At the higher technological level we are now entering, this will start to hurt. In such cases, you end up with false, merged transaction groups, simply because unrelated line items have been lumped together. And that is precisely the problem here. If you receive data like this, explain to the developer that even the Accounting Act permits postings to be recorded only in an individually identifiable manner. Let's see exactly how merged data looks like. As you can see, the line items have run together. Look how long it is. Until this is corrected, you can solve the problem yourself by appending a sequential number to the identifiers. I'm importing the data again now. And look, the records are now much clearer because they are no longer merged with unrelated items. When a single document, e.g., opening balance, affects hundreds of accounts, the program can display a maximum of 10 accounts to the right of the entry. In such cases, we mark it with this way, so you instantly know there are more lines behind it. Now let's look at the option where the bookkeeper or the ERP developers themselves create the data export. This is a character-delimited file, more commonly known as a CSV. In this example, the delimiter is a semicolon, but it can be anything because right before the import, you can specify in the text box exactly which character is used as the separator. This first row is the header, and here below are the actual data rows. You simply select Data Transfer CSV, and the import begins. Developers will find the exact specification on the website. The next possibility is SAP Business One. For this, we provide a tool called Data Link, which you can download from the website. Just hand it to the company's IT administrator, who will then be able to pull the data. This is a completely transparent solution. The queries are taken from here, The system administrator only has to fill in the details. Enter the instance name, provide the username and password, enter the database name, specify the date range. Here, you can test the connection. Choose the folder where the files should be saved to, and start the file generation. The program will produce files that look exactly like this. For the import, the administrator sends you the entire folder containing the data. You only need to select one of the files. It doesn't matter which one, because the program will automatically import all the files in that folder.